The Niners play tomorrow. They're favored to win. Still, though, it's a good team. What should the Niners – what is your biggest concern for the 49ers heading into this game?
Two things. One is so these are middle, technically speaking, by points allowed per game. These are two middle of the pack defenses.
Yeah.
I think we are 15, they are 16, something like that. Mm-hmm. They are really top rate rush defense. They are averaging 100 yards per game, and they've held several teams to under 100 yards per game. So they're really good they're stout against their run. I think every 49ers fan knows that is not something you want to hear as Kyle Shanahan, because it is, of course, the recipe for his success. Now, stout against their run does not mean you're stout against Debo. That's different. But nevertheless, it's something that they excel in this year. Right. So that's my first concern. My second concern is Kevin Byard is it's really good safety. I really have a lot of respect for his game. And I feel like it takes away the middle of the field for Jimmy Garoppolo a little bit more. I'm not saying that they have like this defense that's going to come in here and shut us down. It's just that these are my two concerns. The fact they have a really good safety and they have an excellent run defense. It means that Jimmy will have to be on time. I'm sure that Kyle Shanahan is going to dial up some things they have never seen from a run team before. So I feel like advantage Kyle Shanahan, but I feel like the Tennessee Titans, they really match up well with us defensively.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. Like, they don't have great corners, which is it's the Niners. You don't want to be weak at corner, but against the Niners, it doesn't matter because Jimmy doesn't throw the ball he doesn't test corners. He throws over the middle 100% of the time, 89% of the time, or something like that. So what I'm looking at with this team is, they're beat up on offense and they can't move the ball, but their defense is nothing like Atlanta's. This defense has they got Bud Dupree. That's one good pass rusher.
Yes.
Harold Landry, that's two. And then you got Jeffrey Simmons, the defensive tackle, who
good ball player.
He's better than Armstead. He's better than any defensive tackle the Niners have. So this is a serious pass rush as opposed to the last one. And Jimmy's not going to have these like really big cavernous pockets that he had this last week. He's going to be under pressure, and I'm curious to see what that does to the offense. Because again, if Elijah Mitchell can't play, they can't run the ball 40 times. A good run defense. If Jimmy's under pressure, are the Niners going to turn the ball over? That's the biggest concern. Will they turn the ball over?
This is another George Kittle game. He has to be able to take the ball 5 to 7 yards down the field, short passes, screen passes, things like that, rollout plays, play action. I would love to see some bootlegs and things like that. These are, in order to deal with a good pass rush, these are the things everyone knows you have to do. They just have to get cute, basically, but they have to be on time. And they will. The one thing though is Jimmy Garoppolo. I think one of the biggest things he does well is the quick release.
Yes.
So as long as because here's the thing, you've said it before, and I've heard so many announcers say it. It seems like Jimmy can be rattled very early, but once he gets through that and he settles in and he realizes, wait a minute, that pass rush looks scary, but I have a quick release, and I've got Deebo Samuel and George Kittle and people like Elijah Mitchell. I feel like he can negate a good pass rush as long as the play designs allow him to get that ball out quickly. And I really think the 49ers will have the advantage underneath. They need to test their corners. And I think Jawan Jennings is a good one for that. Not because he can burn them or anything, but as he demonstrated in the Bengals game, if you throw to the sideline, he can box them out. And I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo needs to start throwing to the sidelines a lot more. And the thing is, too, like when you throw to the sidelines, if Deebo catches it and he beats his man, I don't see a safety stopping him after that. It's like cover zero once he gets to the secondary.
Let me tell you why he doesn't throw outside the numbers before we move on. Do you ever wonder why Jimmy Garoppolo throws so many picks in training camp? Because he's practicing throwing outside the numbers. I swear. He can't do it.
Interesting.
He just floats the ball out there, and if the wide receiver's open, the corner recovers. It's a pick six waiting to happen. He doesn't do it. I mean, they call it in camp just to see, and they don't call it anymore. There's a reason. it must happen in practice too. Just
He
interceptions
needs
galore.
to just learn to let it go on the sideline. Like he needs to throw some actual deep balls on the sideline. He doesn't need to worry about that when it's Joanne Jennings. If Joanne Jennings is there,
Yeah,
it's not going to get pick six. Just
sure.
once in a while, I think they need to throw the ball up and let their physical guys like Jennings and Debo do their worst to that corner.
Anthony C says, Grant give me Blue's Clues vibes when he leans back in his thinking chair. Yeah, I just have to get like my handy dandy notebook.
I love Blue's Clues. Yeah, that was so.
That show
good.
was.
I like it.
I watched that show and I was like,
me too. I watched it as well. We're the same age, though.
Marcus says, big fan of your show. What are the chances we re-sign Mostert and Verrett? I really hope we re-sign Mostert. Higher than you think. I mean,
I think they're both high.
Both high. I mean,
because it's high because we can buy them low.
Exactly, and I think they probably want to be here.
Yes, of course.
The Niners are really looking to replace either one with first, second round picks. You know what they can dial up in the run game that they haven't seen. Trey freaking Lance, get it done. Sandy, thanks for the content, you two. Hey, from your lips
Chris.
to God
Love
here.
it.
Absolutely, Chris.
The good comments, and it's very true. And you know what? Against a good run defense, it would be cool to see what Trey Lance can do.
Absolutely, and it hasn't come to this yet because the Niners have won their last two games. But don't lose a game because you're struggling to run the ball on offense with Trey Lance not playing. Like if you got to do what you got to do. In desperate times, take desperate measures and all those cliches. So if you got to do it, you got to do it. I'm not saying that has to be in the first half.
Vrabel's going to dial up some interesting looks to rush Jimmy Garoppolo, I feel, don't you?
Yes.